Hello, it's Mike Frazier, MD here, and today we're going to be talking about what to do if your wife keeps bringing up something that you did wrong. So there's a saying that, your wife never lets you forget if you did something wrong. And there's a reason for that we're going to talk about today. So the way to make it so your wife stops bringing up your mistakes or what you did wrong is to apologize. Now, I know what you're saying or what you're thinking. You are thinking that I've already apologized. I've said I'm sorry a million times. It makes no difference. She just keeps bringing up what I did. So you probably have apologized, but you probably have not done it the effective way, the right way, the way that will make her stop bringing it up so much. So today we're going to cover the 3 steps to an effective apology. And we're going to use 3 different examples, sort of a small example, a medium example, and then a serious example of something that you may have done wrong or that caused your wife some pain. So the first step is to admit what you did wrong. Now, most people get this step right. So first, let's give the example of you said you would take the trash out, but you did not. So to apologize for that, you would say, I'm sorry that I said I would take the trash out and I did not. Okay, so that's the first step. So for a more medium problem, more medium error, this happened to me recently. My wife had gone on a trip with her sister. She'd been gone for a few days. And I was starting to get tired of taking care of the kids. We have 5 kids, and I was feeling overwhelmed and not appreciated. And so when she came home, I was really in a negative mood and kind of carried that through the day, which, she felt bad about that because she wanted to share with me and tell me about everything that happened on our trip and that she was grateful to me, but my attitude really shut that down for her. So that's kind of a medium one. So the way that I would apologize for that in the first step is I'd say, I'm sorry that I was really being selfish when you came home and I had a bad attitude when you arrived home. Okay. Then a more serious one, let's say that you had an affair. Okay, you cheated on your wife. Then again, we're just talking about the first step here, but the first step will be to say, I'm sorry that I was unfaithful to you. Okay. Now, most people will stop right there. They'll say, that's it. My apology's over. I said I'm sorry. We should be good now. But your wife probably does not feel that way. And she will keep bringing up the issue. You have not apologized fully if she keeps bringing it up, or she seems to still be mad or upset about what you did. So this is the second step that most people miss that will make a huge difference for your marriage. So the second step is to really get into your wife's shoes and try to feel the pain that you caused her by what you did wrong, by what you need to apologize for. So, for example 1, with taking out the trash, you would say something like this. I'm sorry that I did not take out the trash. I made you a promise and I didn't keep it. And that probably makes you feel like you're not important to me. It probably makes you wonder if I'm going to keep other promises. It probably makes you feel like you're not sure if you can count on me. And I'm sorry for that. Okay. So what you've done there now is you've gotten into her shoes and you've tried to understand why this caused damage. You've tried to see what pain you caused. An example I like to use is, let's say that you like to water ski and you were driving your wife, you were driving the boat, your wife was water skiing behind, and you weren't very careful with your driving and you ran her into some rocks or a jump or something, and she ended up breaking her leg. So to apologize for that, you would go up to her, right? And you would look at her leg and you would think, oh, wow, that must really hurt. And you would sort of feel that pain, feel that break in her leg. And you'd say, oh, I'm so sorry. I hurt you like that. I was being careless in my driving, and let's go take care of that. And you'd go take her to the hospital. You'd help her through her rehab. You'd be there with her to walk her through that. And then you would not, be careless again, with your driving. You'd be much more careful in the future. So, with this apology, it's like, you can say, I was driving poorly, and that's only the first part, right? So that's where a lot of people will stop. They'll say, oh, I didn't take the trash out, or I was rude to you, or I had an affair, and they'll stop. That's just like saying, hey, I crashed you on the rocks. I'm sorry. So the part that people are missing is going in and looking at the injury that they caused, right? Saying, wow, that leg looks broken. I'm so sorry. Let's see what we can do to help you through that. That must really hurt. To have that pain that I caused. Okay, it's easier to do with those physical things because you can see it, but we want to do that same thing with these emotional wounds. So we gave the example of the trash can. So then with this one, where my wife comes home and I'm upset, I would say something like, and this is what I did say, you came home and you were feeling good, you were feeling excited about telling me about your trip. You had a good time with your sister, and you wanted to tell me about it. And I was mad. I didn't want to listen to you. You probably felt shut down. You probably felt not appreciated. You probably felt like I was sort of tricking you, that I was okay with being with the kids when really I wasn't. That might have made you feel like you couldn't go spend time with your sister, even though I do want you to. So I said something like that, and then she felt understood. She felt like, okay, he gets it. He gets that he caused me this pain by the way that he acted. Now for the affair, you're going to say something like, wow, I really hurt you here. This is like breaking both of her legs and both of her arms. So you're going to need to get into her pain even more. Okay? It's even more important that you try to get into her pain. You probably felt betrayed. You probably felt like you couldn't trust me. You probably felt like your whole world fell apart in a way. You felt like the person that was supposed to protect you really didn't. And that probably left you feeling really vulnerable and not knowing what to do, and alone and isolated, not knowing who to talk to because you didn't want to make me feel bad or make me look bad by telling people what happened. So I put you into a very lonely and a very hurt place, and I'm so sorry for that. This is what most guys do not do when they apologize, but this is such a huge part of healing. This is the part where you look at that broken leg and you say, wow, that leg is broken, and let's go take care of it. Until you really recognize that you broke that leg, your wife is not going to trust you to keep her safe in the future. Okay? If you were driving that boat and you just said, hey, sorry, I hurt you, your wife's not going to want to go water skiing with you again, right? She's going to say, wow, he does not understand how much he hurt me here. But when you go in there and you realize the pain that you did, when you look at that broken leg and you say, wow, I really hurt you here, then she's going to trust that you won't do it again. I hope that makes sense. But it's when you can see that pain and you feel that pain, that's when she's going to believe that you won't do it again. That's when she can forgive you. That's when you can start moving forward towards healing. But if you skip that step, if you skip that getting into her mindset and just jump to step 3, which is making changes in the future, she's not really going to believe that you won't make that same mistake again. Okay, that you won't drive recklessly again, that you won't cheat on her again, that you won't be rude to her again, that you won't, forget to take the trash out again. So this is so key. And you'll know you are doing it right when you actually start feeling some of that pain. Okay, when you start feeling bad, when you start feeling hurt, when you start feeling injured, when you start feeling that sadness, okay, when you start feeling it, you know that you are doing it right. It's like when you see her leg broken, you sort of feel it in your own leg, right? When you see someone get injured physically, it's like you can almost feel it in your own body. You want that same experience with her emotions. Okay, so you want to really feel what she's feeling. Okay, so to review so far, when you've hurt your wife, you want to, number one, recognize what you did wrong. Number two, really feel the pain that you caused. Again, this is the key step that most people miss, but feel the pain that you caused and let her know that you feel that and recognize that pain. Now, when you do that, she might also start telling you a little more of that pain so that you're really trying to understand her pain when you do this. So when you say you probably felt this and you probably felt that, she might say, yeah, I did. And I also felt this and this. Okay. And your job there is just to keep trying to understand that pain. Okay. It's going to be hard to do because you kind of want to run away from that. When you look at that broken leg and you caused it, part of you wants to just turn away and not really look at it. But especially because it was your fault, right? So you feel guilty and you want to kind of get away from it. But that's exactly what is going to keep your wife bringing it up over and over. Okay, if she had a broken leg, she'd keep bringing it up. She'd say, look, my leg is broken. I need some help here. And if you just keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry I did that, then she is not going to trust you to help her recover from that broken leg. Same thing with these emotional wounds caused by our not caring for our wife, not providing the security that she needs and wants from us. Okay, I'm really going deep on this point because this is the step that we miss usually. So again, get in there, try to understand that pain and listen when she tells you more of it. Just try to understand it, reflect it back. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't see that. I didn't see that I also made you feel isolated from your family. Wow, that must have been really hard. Tell me more about that. I'm sorry that I caused that for you. Okay. So when you take that approach, now she feels understood. Okay. Now she says, okay, he gets it. He broke my leg here. And now we can start moving forward, going to the doctor, getting it looked at, because now it's been recognized. The pain has been recognized. So then step 3 is making changes to your behavior. All right. So for taking out the trash, it's just you start to take out the trash and you let your wife know, okay, I made a promise. I'm going to be a man of my word. I said I would take out the trash, so I will start taking out the trash. Please remind me if I forget. Okay. And it's a pretty straightforward one. And your wife is going to start trusting you over time. So with the trash, right, it'll be a much shorter time period that it takes to trust you again because it's something pretty small. With the medium one, like with my wife, when I was selfish and angry when she came home, when she was hoping for a welcome and a hug and for me to be happy for her to be home. Okay, that's a little more of a medium one. And so I can promise that I'll change and let her know that I will be, take care of my own emotions and not, bring those onto her when she gets home, or at least address them in a more appropriate way than just acting hurt and injured and withdrawing and being irritable, right? So that I'm going to have to prove over time. This just happened recently, and so it's still going to take some time to to keep proving to her that I will react in a more loving way in the future. So for something serious like an affair, now it's going to take quite a bit longer to build that trust back. You're going to have to show her over time that you are different, that you're not going to be looking at other women, that you're not going to be getting involved with other women. The hard part with an affair is that a lot of it was secret. So she's not exactly sure what to look for. She may want to see a lot of your personal information and maybe your emails, maybe your social media accounts. She might want access to all of that because you have shown that you could not be trusted with those things. Now, you will have to decide with her what to share and what not to share, but just understand it's going to take more time for her to trust you with something serious like this. It's like that broken leg example. Or so for a physical injury, with the taking the trash out, that's kind of like a hangnail, right? You pull it off and it's better in a couple days. With something more moderate, it's maybe like a bruise, right? It's going to take a few weeks to recover, a week or so. With an affair, that's like a broken leg or two broken legs. It's going to be a months to years process for recovery. And so just be patient with that. Understand it's going to take time for her to heal and trust again. Trust has to be earned over time. She can forgive you, but to trust you again, you have to show her that you're trustworthy, and that takes time, depending on how severe the injury was. Okay, so just understand that. And also, the more times you can tell her that you understand it will take time to earn her trust back, the better. Because again, that is getting into her mindset and understanding where she's at. So when you tell her, look, I know I really hurt you and I lost your trust, and it's going to take me time to earn that back, but I'm committed to being a man of my word from here on out, especially in this sense of being faithful to you. By the way, she's going to be looking very carefully at how well you are keeping your promises in all areas. So when you tell her you're going to take out the trash, you need to take out the trash after something like an affair, because the main injury was not being trustworthy in something big. So she's going to be looking for you to be trustworthy in small things so she can trust you to be trustworthy in big things. So women will be more sensitive to that not taking the trash out if you have had an affair versus if you had not. You might think, why is she so upset that I didn't take the trash out or forgot to cut the grass or whatever? It's not a big deal. And it's true, it's not that big a deal unless you have done something really big that was breaking her trust in the past. Okay, it's like that broken leg. The affair broke that leg, but now any little broken promise is like kicking that broken leg. Okay, so it's going to hurt her more because she already had that broken leg than someone that did not have the broken leg. Okay, so just to review, if your wife keeps bringing something up to you, the reason she's doing it is because she does not feel like you understand the pain that you caused. Okay? She doesn't feel understood yet. She's saying, look, my leg is broken. You don't get it. You broke my leg. And you just keep saying, sorry I hurt you. Okay? That won't work. So to apologize effectively, number one, recognize what you did. Number two, really feel her pain, and you'll know you're doing it right when you actually feel hurt or sad or whatever you think you caused her, whatever pain you think you caused her. And then third, promise to change your behavior and change it. All right, guys, great job, and I will see you next